Al pie del Ávila majestuoso, a 920 metros sobre el nivel del mar, en un valle de verde geografía que se abre de este a oeste, surge Caracas, la capital de Venezuela.
And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Go get some!
Hey, what's going on, fellas? My name is Rafael Chasinas, no, it's el Capitán Rafucho, and welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Nation, because it's not only about the Raider Nation, motherfuckers. We can talk about the NFL, college basketball, college football, NBA, everything, because not only in this season, we're going to bring the best, and of course, a little bit of words of the Raider Nation during for the season, because I understand the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. And to be honest right now, I'm completely embarrassed, pissed, and of course, anger, because after that performance of Monday Night Football, it was just like another L coming up there. It's just get embarrassing right now. Just keep losing it. Yep, that is not right. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, how you feeling this Thursday, Friday evening right now? Because I know some of you have to figure it out about the weekend, because it's almost there for Thanksgiving. Because I know it's going to be something really important right now. So Make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on different social media. Twitter is known as at Capitán Rafucho, and on Instagram, Kick, and TikTok at Capitán Rafucho 93. And if you wanted to make a donation to support the stream, this platform, you can make a donation by Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. All financial help is good. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, talking about the Raiders, an embarrassing, disastrous performance of Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowgirls, as known as the Dallas Cowboys. Because I'm honestly, another horrible performance. Basically, everyone except Max Crosby, Brock Bowers. So what could it be that solution between all disasters coming up there? What is the solution? Because there's a lot of issues. Offensive line is getting awful. We need receivers. Our defensive backfield can be improved, but our coaching is atrocious on multiple levels. What will we do right now? What will we do right now? Because between for Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, there's such a disconnect between for the head coach and the general manager. And besides that, they want John Spytek for one more season. When did the actual fuck happen? So the head coach wants to win now, and the general manager knows that roster is shit. So Spytek didn't really spend that year, as we know it was a bust, but he tried to draft as many people as possible. But Pete Carroll won't play rookies as he's trying to win now. I think if they want to let Spytek draft for a couple years until Carroll leaves and try to get another young coach with a hopefully much better roster, that's what had happened. That's what exactly what it really happens around this, because we need to build throughout the trenches. It is the foundation to better offense that doesn't play. If you draft the quarterback and put him in the front of the line, what we're talking about bust pick, I don't know why, but if you put this online in front of the Drake May, they were talking bust. Both sides of the ball with the line perspective, they need to become solid and consistent. That should be a focus. As bad as it sounds, they're ready to be Geno Smith for another year. As we know, with the draft of great linemen, staying us for the long term. Because I don't want to defend Geno Smith in any capacity, but this is maybe like the worst offensive line that the Raiders ever have for the last few years. And they've been watching. How in the world can conventionally a battered line in one from coaches and players on that side of the ball, especially with the coaching staff that clearly wants to run the ball? And Geno's a game manager. That should be a lot of worst. They only succeed in heavy offense. You draft Gian T at number 6 for run the ball. And Peter Chip, their both coaches were designed to run heavy offense game plans. I mean, that doesn't work. That experiment doesn't even work a lot. And after that, there should be so much. All I can see is Geno Smith sucks. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, Aston Genty. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, Pete Carroll. He's just like the Joe Biden of the Raider Nation. Brenda Carroll. I mean, God. No one's correctly put it in the way what should it go. This whole line was real bad on Monday. But it's not a surprise because it wasn't like the perfect storm of terrible effects. First off, our two best linemen are hurt. Colton Miller and Jackson Powers-Johnson represent the Pole Vault talent of the future in the line. They're out. DJ Glaze and Parham are average linemen, but they're all playing with guys that don't elevate their play. It was like the time and time again, with only providing at least 5 seconds of time for Geno and Genty. Forcing to put him their backups and play like it. Got to be fooled up too many times to count. But then again, what's happening with backup plays versus good starters on Williams and Clark? Perfect disaster. And we play the new improved Dallas defensive line. Jamonte Williams and Clark are very strong, fast, ball interior pusher that aid or interior offensive line launch all that game. That we have no shot. It's just like, man, if you put the rookies now, they're shell shocked that you have to bench them again. That will hurt our development. It's easy to say, but hard to watch the team suck but it's the correct way. The same way you bring along with a young quarterback behind a veteran. And they refused it. They refused it. I mean, I'm pretty much angry, pissed, and embarrassed. And people will say, give Pete time. Why? So we can have another draft like it. He's living in the 90s. And this draft class hasn't seen the field so much compared to all the classes it is looking really rough so far. Yeah. Is another shit higher head coach as Mark Davis as owner. As tale is old time, just like the son of Beauty and the Beast. Hate us all this time. Yep. Just like the son of Beauty and the Beast. That's what I said it. Hello, what's your name? Capitán Rafucho. Nice to meet you. Salute to the chat. Also, it's a B. Salute to you in the chat. All right, so I just want to tell, if you want to burn it down and start all over, that's going to be the prerogative. But the reality is, in year one, with this route, you have to continue to work getting better. But how cost? How cost? It's been really rough. You don't draft the running back at number 6. Just do it. You don't know the trenches. You build from the trenches out. You don't be hired a former quarterback when no one else is bidding. You don't give extension right after you know it will work. If there's one miracle happens, we'll turn this crap around. Guess what? The coaching career will continue because he won't get the contract extension to it for the age. And Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly saw their own line in March. They're good for it. No good draft picks. No good free agents, no trades, but a non-mobile quarterback back there. So yes, we sucks. Everything is sucks. Everything is sucks. And I'm not pretty excited at all. Not pretty much excited. Because how are we going to do anything first? Because I understand that we had the best tight end ever in the college football, which is Brock Bowers. And perhaps he had the most receptions by tight ends of the first 2 career seasons. And he beat up Sam Laporta, Keith Jackson, Rob Gronkowski, and even George Kittle. Even George Kittle, ladies and gentlemen. Because how about this? How about this and not this one? And even Geno Smith will say, oh, you can blame it on me. Yeah, we can blame you for the dumb-ass play calling, your dumb-ass throws, your dumb-ass style of playing as a quarterback. You're out. And even the same for the damn press conference and say, if your car breaks down, blame it on me. If your kids don't do the homework, blame it on me. If we're driving with cornerback and sits overall the wrong 6 times, he didn't say the last one, but we all did. This line doesn't hit them with the same when you're generally a fucking problem for the team. You're falling out with sarcastic bullshit out the words. Derek Carr was at least genuine when he was saying, put it on him. And everybody just gonna try to criticize Derek Carr. Carr should be like a leader who put everything on the line when he was here, and Gino was like a baby who paused on the sidelines the entire game. It was on the line. It was on the blame. Because I actually blame Gino for all this horrible stuff as a quarterback, but I blame too. I blame not only Geno Smith, but also I blame Carroll for not bitching him or prying him with Bilky or voice time. I mean, come on. That was absolutely bitch-made response. A loser to response to the loser play. Because Gino's throwing that his offense coaching staff under the bus. It's just like a fucking bomb. He's well below his career average, which ain't good. Always he's right as staff to putting him to the position to lose. He just trying to be funny or smart ass just like that shouts at him mature fucking this. But mark my words right now. Because I will do exactly what we're gonna do right now. Clean the house or you're done. Clean the house. We need better coaches. We need better quarterbacks. We need better wide receivers. We need better offensive line. We need better safety linebackers all around this. Why can we not have some good things? Why can we not have so many things that we actually wanted for? We're the laughing stock of the NFL. For all these years, We've been stuck in the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over again. That's not really fair enough. Come on. Even we're going to blame for the online. Even Manchester was struggling in 2022 when this online was wrecked every week. And that was like in another one. That was another one. And I was just like, man, how are we going to watch it? How are we going to watch it? And we have 6 carries for Will Tony and 7 yards. 7 fucking yards. That was like a wrong game around for this Monday. And we have such an amazing online, a brilliant offensive coordinator, but consider the lucky to be alive at this age, or the witness or a coaching staff with amazing talent of that team, which is not. And for those who cheating on Aston Genty, how is any running back supposed to deceive when you only let them run 6 times the whole game? I understand that Chip Kelly is an untalented hack. After what the Eagles players saying about his tenure, what I don't understand, how is he getting the job anywhere? That's not pretty much it. How are they going to go here? How? Because the entire playbook around for the quarterback, that is to say, start a shotgun. Instead, 3, wait for it. Look, Robert, man, if the pocket has really collapsed during the period and sentence, just throw the ball. Man, it's just the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over and over again. Over. And this is going to be like to the point. How in the hell would this so wrong? And the game starts in the trenches. And you're not going to believe it, but who's technically charged of the defensive line personal group? Who is it? We have a drive on the first half where Gino rolled through beautiful passes 3 plays in a row. We got inside for the 20 and never saw that again. But the next drive, Genty pick up for the 12 and drop play. Again, we don't run that again. It's like find something that works with the boundary because we're on the candidate team. Do we can do successfully and then adjust so that the defense stop it.
Yeah, there's another one. There's like
if Chip Kelly gets fired, could be anything. Because honestly, it makes me really upset because it's just like a disgrace for the Raiders that he must be fired, including Geno Smith. Because you know what? I just wanted to drop out the rant between Geno Smith. Because first and foremost, he makes bad reads. He holds onto the ball, refuses to throw the ball away, and he's too way out to throw many interceptions. We had to find and draft a real quarterback, someone who can make real plays. Also, I just wanted to owe Derek Carr for apology. He was a soldier, and he gave that dude no help. We would easily take it to the roof for the playoffs. I mean, if Derek Carr wasn't changing at all for the New Orleans Saints, that will never happen. But some of the fans, some of the content creators, and some of those persons who know about football, they just wanted to criticize Derek Carr. They just wanted to say, Derek Carr, thank God you're gone. Now the situation of the quarterback is going to be really good. But now they have starting issues with the quarterback between Geno Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Gardner Minshew. Because we've been seeing quarterbacks with bad lines to make plays. And Geno's not good enough to see that. And he's the problem. He is the fault. And he looked like dog shit with the plain line. The worst part is his body language and passive aggressions. I mean, what the fuck, dude? He almost shaking his head at statues and the other players, and other than his fault, he straight up sucks. And this fault, you cannot even block. Can't pass block. Him and Genty will destined to fail, but our line is not average bad. It's historically bad. That might be the worst starting half that we can remember being tried it out there last Monday. And here's my solution. Here is my solution to every reason they wanted to put it in for the quarterbacks. So check this out. We need to rebuild Not getting by quarterback by other teams, but we need to get a coach who's ready to build with a rookie quarterback and build the team around him. And that year, I don't feel that they were going to rebuild it in the straight into the winning games. But we overpaid Gino. Get an old coach, get a terrible person to coach his team. And this is like a big issue. With the shape of the roster was left after Gruden and Josh McDaniels, no general manager and coach are going to turn the roster in one season. Swamping in all that every season with no continuity in each season, bringing every crop of the draft picks and free agent signings to maintain it for a different system. That means for the team will never good. I would love to see what Tom Telesco would have done with the second draft, because some of the people, they wasn't a big fan of Pierce. But if they need to to see it the second year, probably he should have tried it. But right now, Geno Smith just being a dog shit. Imagine telling yourself at the beginning of the year that Geno and Gardner will basically the same for the quarterback of the Raiders. And they pay almost double for Geno. It started at a wheel acting cutting retirement checks again. But any quarterback will look bad running at this life at just 1 second. The Raiders need an online tackle and guard. It's hot garbage, basura. It's just a gel every snap. And the average time for the pocket is 2.4 seconds. If we became a 7th best in the league, holding off with the ball too long, that's what it keeps getting sacked. Whatever it's a lack of vision or a lack of receivers getting open, you had to look at the tape and say, hey, I know it's really bad, but I had to improve something. That's what it really takes. That's what it really takes a lot. Because trust me, we had to fix sooner or later. Because I know sometimes it's going to be the problem, but we had to. We had to. And also, we had to fix a lack of talent. Because I don't think the coaches are doing any favors. If there's a lack of talent, the being on this team is so frustrating. How many of those starters are below average? At that point, without Colton Miller and Jackson Powell Johnson, I would say their whole O line is below average. Stokes and Chubb are only average players in the secondary. But the lack of the talent issues go deeper and deeper and deeper. That because our depth is not very good enough to start over below average players. I get that some that is coaching. Having Rodgers being acting and Jamie Davis playing more snaps to the young Latin bikers, they also battle for me. Because the talent evaluation around for that year, around for the season, is below ass. It's below ass. That I was just man. I went and look at the pass traps coming out there for 2022, 2023, 2024. They're generally almost terrible. Everybody does it a joke with the Raiders. We always mess it up the ground, but also they just wanted to get in Retch, but it feels like they haven't seen better the field. But it's gonna be absolutely worse than that. And how is gonna the team over for the last year? Because remember this right now, because we almost getting there. Over the last 2 years, back in 2023, when they just fired Josh McDaniels and they put Antonio Pierce to get involved, we're almost getting there this close to win against Indianapolis Colts to make it to the playoffs. But it just became a failure. This might be the worst team that I ever seen in my whole life. They have zero direction, no preparedness. Geno Smith is awful. And people that remember back in 2006, that team has no talent. Besides, Moss and Seawood was gone for a damn hurt. And they looks like no preparation for anything. I mean, there's too much talent to be terrible. And the defense can't tackle. Another issue coming out there, and the offense can't move the ball. And some weeks the special teams can average things up. And we have the worst at all. Terrible fucking nipple baby coach, which is ran on the call. Below average, only good in college, OC, The quarterback bust rate actually went for Boston starting caliber back to bust. The oldest head coach in the league who probably have came past him at about like 2-8, so players are probably now playing for the paycheck. Antonio Pierce may have been well experienced but not ready, but at least he had the locker room. It won't be surprising the locker room turns soon or stops caring, but I know there was letting so many defensive starters was a mistake. Was saying Spiteg was cooking some of those guys on cheap deals. Like I'm not keeping it like everyone that ever like walk, but it had this mental. It was just too simple. Going into the draft, right guys in the ranches, retain our good players and build with Hab, but we let all the goodish players on defense walk away to other teams and draft guys who healthy scratches every week. They get shit every time. But Pete Carroll is cashing out of the last big payday and getting his friends play too. He brought his watch-up quarterback, his sons, his friends, and they're getting themselves paid before he can have it alone. They're not seriously trying to field a competitive football team. They're hitting the bank and they're getting the bounce, so they don't give really a fuck what's happening around for this between. So this is gonna be like another business. Just like for the other season. Another season coming up there from 2024 to 2025 season. It's all about business. And there's no heart, no discipline, no improvement. It was just like a game over. Just like game over. I'm not. It was just like, man.
Okay, I'll get that memory lock. Wait, instead of where's the memory lock?
And listen, without talking about zero leadership, I mean, Gino has zero ability to throw possessions, which make predictable, and the defense can tackle. Out of the backfield with any institution, and the special team is just like a holy nightmare. And my theory is the coaches they need a complete overhaul and stop throwing and quite freely Gus Randy the tank that says in their higher draft position. The shit part for us, we've been mediocre hell so long and avoid a complete rebuild, so we don't think it's going to be worse to watch. There's only enough to hear, but I just guessed. But the online was already lived and lacked depth. And then we just lost the two best offensive linemen for likely for the season. And we're starting for at least two online men who are not being started for any other team. And our team seems too allergic to helping those linemen bets. It just became the worst and the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. And Tom Brady continues to fuck over the Raiders on the field to the front office. And people never forget about the talk rule. Talk rule almost literally infiltrated thanks to Mark Davis. Like how many people are not named Tom Brady, one of the by a piece of the once legendary franchise, which is definitely fuck. Definitely fuck. And he said at the touch, which are Genty, we shouldn't trade Crosby, but it's not going to be like another play because I understand that people want to try to trade Crosby because I know he's the heart and soul of the Raiders. So, in my opinion, that should never get drafted. We can hire a young coach and stuck with, I don't know, with a quarterback who actually fits very good. I think it might be the worst team that we ever have for the last decade, but this is like the deflate team all the way down. If there is like an expectation to losing and the quickly sales falling, I know they're really sad, but we suck immediately that it actually reminds like 2006. We're truly like the worst Raiders squad at all time. And but they have ruined like Randy Moss. If you remember that, yeah. If you can remember all that, because check this out. My opinion, how we're gonna turn this team like a competitive franchise, we need consistency. We cannot keep firing coaches every year because they suck. Antonio Pierce should have to keep one more year at least. Pete Carroll has what? 2 more years, and then we're going to start all over again. We should never fire Jack Del Rio or let go of Biscaccia. We keep letting go of players that who should letting go to keep the ones who should have let go. Then we go out and replace him for all veterans who already proved to be terrible players and keep recycling them. Then we do like a big name like Devontae Adams or Jacoby Myers Diana wanted to leave. We're never going to win with that formula. Never. Never. But it seems like that Mark Davis is only about taking care of business. Never took care of Las Vegas Raiders. Never. He was only taking care of this hockey team, which is Golden Knights, basketball for women, which is the Aces, nothing for the Raiders. Nothing. Nothing. It is just like making uncomfortable. Making uncomfortable. I mean, I'm going to tell it about this right now.
Yep, this is the one. This is the one I missed.
And they have a horrible attitude that would just feel like they cannot be this team considered like a leader for this rebuild. They were just like a for damage or the good. I mean, I love when the athletes things up with a place that say, you're just like an arm chain expert. What does an offender say? Oh, don't worry, sweetie, it will be fine. But it's totally good. Totally good. And the sarcasm about for Geno Smith is honestly pathetic. Pathetic. And he's mad. He's mad. I understand he's frustrated. For sarcasm with passive aggressiveness is a real bad look. Real bad look. And I don't really understand that differentiation between Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, because first and foremost, he was a terrible leader in Seattle. I guess he just fell in love with Geno underdog story. If they were like Pete and Geno having to change it at all, it's just like the same one. Just like the same one. But over the last few years, it was like a decade of bad decisions. Bad decisions. Because not everyone should have taken Mark Davis. Not everyone. Not everyone. Because, first and foremost, he chose Josh McDaniels over Derek Carr. Devontae Adams with his prime. Josh Jacobs were prime. Darren Waller prime. Hunter Renfrow prime. Mark Davis had the first row seat to see how awful of Josh McDaniels, and it was on Denver. And somebody gave to the keys to the franchise after he won 10 games. He almost won a playoff game and had Prime Devontae for the same team. And McDaniels immediately made the team regress a ton instead of firing McDaniels and let McDaniels, my dumb nuts, strip down to the team and make the roster bare awful. Then he finally woke up with firing McDaniels, but no, the roster was set back a ton. It is not even debatable. Not even debatable. Rest of the team, it was so level of practice squad level. Like this roster is so pathetic. It all goes for like a Mark deciding how to fuck up the franchise. They were literally saying that Josh McDaniels is a way better choice than keeping a 10-win playoff team together the players. And I really wanted to mention, like everybody you try for the coach with all the money on picks, you can have like 53-man roster with a 5-star 11-10s. We're not never continuing for anything under Mark Davis guarantee. Never. Never ever. This fake ass inconsiderately and those leaders organization is bullshit. I mean, for the beginning, he was a bum. For the attitude perspective, you're gonna bench him and start looking at another quarterback. Couldn't have anything worse. There's a lot of people in the street that hate like this, but also hate when Derek Carr gave general answers during this press talk. That's different. That's different a lot. It is making $72 million with $5 million guarantee. It became like the burger circus. And he's been a problem. That was a problem. Right now, they don't play as a unit. They're just like executives of the players for the car sheet. But you're getting paid more than most of the families will make in 5 generations. So how is going to be no, he's always been a bitch. And Doc Saskim is not the message you think is going to send Geno. Just saying. Just saying, folks. Just saying. Now, I know this is a Thursday night reaction for the recap between Raiders versus Cowboys. Now, I'm not really sure how's going to be the future of this organization. Because what we see right now is about consistency, discipline, and of course, mentality. Because over the last few years, we became the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst at the worst. And we need to change it up. change it up sooner or later, because we don't want to see Geno Smith with bad throws. We don't want to see Pete Carroll being the Joe Biden of the Raider Nation. We don't want to see Chip Kelly, and we don't want to see the nipple babies get him in action. It's not like that. Hey, how's it going, Alocitio? Remember Leon, salute to you. But we need to do something until it's late. Come on right now. Mark Davis, do it for your soul. Do it for Al Davis. Because right now, this organization is a huge disaster. And I don't know why, Mark Davis, you became part of the problem. You're going to wake up or you're going to do like really something. Come on now. Just do it. Just do it at all. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the Thursday night reaction between Raiders versus Cowboys, the recap. And of course, I'm going to do another live stream coming at you at 11:15 with my co-host, Science Senate, during the Combat Club around for the UFC 322 recap and the UFC Qatar preview, which is on Saturday. So I know that I have this right now. Boom. Because I know that Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to bring the Thunder and Lightning on Tarsukian versus Dan Hooker. And at 11:15 Eastern time, we got a Thursday night free action between Jatin Amadolan versus Islam Makhachev. Recap is the Qatar main card review and what's next for Islam Makhachev. So make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on different social media, Instagram, Kick, and TikTok at Capitán Rafucho 93. On Twitter, as well as at Capitán Rafucho. And of course, I just wanted to tell you, have a blessed Thursday. Have a blessed Thursday. We're going to rock for the Raider Nation. No matter we win, lose, or tie, we still represented the Raider Nation till I die. Until then, I'll see you there at 11:15 p.m. with the Combat Club. So let's bring out the music. And hi there.